Good morning. This is a Christian Physician. Hope you're doing well and God bless you. Just coming on here for a little message and update. I'm in Texas, which is awesome and beautiful and actually surprisingly cold this past week, at least in the mornings. And really enjoying it. Still moving into the house with all our boxes and unpacking and discovering things that I, like kind of lost even that I didn't even realize I had. But it's been really awesome. It's such a blessing to be able to have a home again. We were in an apartment for about a year in Florida because we weren't sure where we're going to end up. And good thing actually, because that made us flexible to be able to move over here for an opportunity. So I'm very grateful for that. And I hope your life is going well. And I know that, past couple years, of course, you know what we're facing with healthcare, with this whole spiritual war that has taken over. So each day is a battle. It is a battle. And I definitely encourage you to continue praying, continue reading the Bible, and meeting with believers, a family of believers, whether it's in an official church building or whether it's with friends and family of the faith. And that's actually why I came on here, was to discuss that because, these days in America, especially, like, there are buildings that are designated as churches and people go there on Sundays. And that's what church life is, and maybe some groups that they attend, and this and that. Now, it was a little different because I didn't grow up in the church. I grew up in a religion called Sikhism. And so, yes, they also did on Sunday as well, the service, but sometimes people had even these services at their homes, especially for, big events in their life. For example, they would come and do prayers in the home, which Christians do as well. But I feel like, the past couple of years, especially with everything that's happened, I'm almost wanting to get back to that type of format of meeting in homes. Because I don't know if this is going to solidify it or not, but we had an experience yesterday for sure. And it's happened before, but this one was more extreme. Being in a new town, we kind of just look up, a place to go worship that seemed to have similar beliefs, of course, and also just proximity, I think, is a factor as well. There were some suggestions that my husband had from his coworkers, but we, live in a different area than them. So chose a place based on online. And usually, actually, it's not too bad. It works out. But go there a little bit late. I'm not gonna lie. So I will preface it with that. That was our bad. And it's probably because our little one didn't want to get ready as quickly as we'd like. But that's on us. That's on us. Anyways, so we get there. It's about 10 minutes in, and immediately greeted by someone masked. And, our stance on that. So regardless of what they want to do, we're not going to do that, because not even grocery stores or not even just regular shops are doing that anymore right now, especially in Texas and Florida. So, some are, but for the most part, they're not. So greeted by them, and they, let us in, of course, and say hi and all, and very nice. Go in and immediately, I didn't even get asked, there's a thermometer in my face. And I was like, whoa, no, I don't, I do not consent to that. And I also blocked my son's face because I don't want them scanning that either, because I don't do that for him. If you're not sick, just don't go out. Just stay home, or, go to the clinic if you need help, of course, or do a telemedicine visit and get taken care of. Let's have some trust in one another to not go into public places when one is coughing or with a fever. Like, we don't need non-medical personnel checking temperatures. Like, I'm just completely annoyed with that, to be honest with you. I think that's ridiculous considering the situation that they're still doing that in these churches versus, even shops and random places where they don't care, right? So that was one. Strike, okay? Don't be doing that, all right? If you ain't a nurse and you're not in a clinic and you're just meeting someone for the first time, ask them first if that's what you want to do. And first of all, you shouldn't even, be doing that in the first place. Okay? Like, what are you going to do as a follow-up? Do you know what to do? And do you realize that having a little bit of an elevated temperature is not diagnostic of any illness? Do you guys know what you're doing? For real. So there was that. And then the more prominent thing that actually was the real reason I made this video was, even as we were coming into the parking lot and got out the vehicle, we could hear drums from the parking lot. And I know my husband was like, I can hear the drums. And he was already giving me a look like, I don't think this is gonna work out. Because we've been to a church where the music is way too loud. And okay, that sounds like it's a little, minor criticism, but it's not. It's not. This is actually the main reason I'm making this video. The music was so loud, okay? We could hear it from the parking lot. We come in, I was like, okay, we're here, let's try it, right? We go in. This is part of the reason why they didn't hear that I did not consent to, taking the temperature, because it was so loud. And they just went ahead and did it without even asking, really. So communication is affected when the music is that loud. Greetings are affected when the music is that loud. Comfort is affected when it's that loud. So there wasn't many seats in the back where I would have probably sat in that situation to distance myself from the loudness. So we were kind of in the, maybe third, fourth row. So loud, so loud. Obviously, very, very talented musicians, very talented singers as well. I'm not gonna lie, they were great, but it was so loud that after about a few minutes, and I checked in with my son too, because I'm worried about hearing damage, okay? For my son, I don't want him exposed to that. After about a few minutes, my left ear started hurting, okay? It started hurting and I was getting the beginnings of a migraine. This is no joke. I also have chronic back pain, okay? That started flaring up because I was under stress. And I don't want to sound like I'm whiny, but this is not a small thing for me, because I have been doing so much to get this under control that I actually left. Like, I've never left a service, like straight up just left a service before. But I took my son and I was like, John, because I knew he wanted to leave anyway. He hates loud churches. I was like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go outside and maybe we can wait. So I go outside with him, chat with the guy outside who is still there, who was masked outdoors. Again, completely unnecessary. They don't know who I am. They don't know I'm a physician, but no need to mask outdoors, ever. If this was that bad, you should just be completely on lockdown, on your own. Everyone would know that it's this bad, that, Ebola level kind of thing. Okay, you know what I mean? Then you're not going to church if it's Ebola, in person at least. You're staying at home, you're praying at home, all right? This is not that. It's been 2 years. Stop wearing the masks outdoors. This is stupid and ridiculous. You guys clearly have no medical knowledge, okay? I'm sorry that I'm being so harsh, but I've said this before, and obviously I get censored. A lot of medical videos I made trying to explain the science, those get censored. So I'm gonna see if this stays up. Anyways, that's me slapping my knee. Anyways, so I chat with him, and then he goes back in because someone else comes in and they want to screen them too, because apparently this is like a clinic now. And excuse my sarcasm, but I'm really just over this. So while he was doing that, I was like, you know what? My husband had given me the keys, so I'm just gonna go to the car. I think we're gonna leave. At this point, it was so loud. I'm still hearing Literally, I'm outside, but I can hear the songs. I can hear the music. It's that loud, and it's a small space. So I go to the vehicle. I text my husband. I was like, look, I'm gonna go. Like, I'm gonna be in the vehicle. I mean, this is so loud that like the Holy Spirit can't operate. The Holy Spirit can't operate. And the fact that, they're so concerned about people's health and their own health, right? But you're not worried about your hearing. Okay, that's part of your health too. The hearing damage is real. The fact that you're offering earplugs and headphones, which, I mean, they were trying to be as hospitable as possible given the situation. But what I don't understand is, like, you have a new guest, okay, and it's super loud, right? That you're offering those things. You shouldn't have to offer those things. You should just simply lower the volume. That's all you have to do, because I saw a little girl in the front row with her, probably grandfather, wearing this, and I felt so bad for her. I was like, you were in the front row wearing ear protection. Like, this is not necessary. Like, this is absurd. What is going on here? Okay, and this is not the first church this has happened to. Like, we've left, not like in the middle of the service before, but at least there was some space where we could, be outside and not have to be so close to that loud music. And I'm just amazed, like, that you can't just simply lower the volume. It's loud. Like, and are you genuinely caring about your neighbor when you make them so uncomfortable that they have to leave? Like, that is not warm. That's not welcoming. Okay. I mean, you could do all these other gestures, but the simple thing that you need to do is just lower the volume. Lower the volume. Sorry, I'm going on about this, but I believe this is happening in a lot of churches. You can't hear the Holy Spirit like that. You're yelling so loud, you're singing so loud, okay, that you're blocking and drowning out all the other voices of the believers around you. Their voices matter too, okay? This is not a rock concert, okay? This is not a rock concert. You acting like the world, where they put up everything so loud, they're yelling and screaming. I'm not saying that you can't, shout out to the Lord and sing praise and all that, okay? But there's other people in that room. There's other people with needs. There's other people who have sensitivities. And you're not listening to them at all. You just listen to yourself. You sound so great that you're listening to yourself, and you only want to listen to yourself. You don't want to listen to them. You're not listening to hey, this is too loud. Okay, people who outside of rock concerts, like symphonies, orchestras, all these different types of performances are very particular about the level of volume for their audience, because it should be a comfort thing. It should be a pleasant experience to come and listen to music of the Lord. It should not be uncomfortable. It should not be painful. It hurt my ear, okay? Literally, otalgia, which is ear pain from this, okay? That's not a joke, okay? Especially for someone who knows, there might be people with hearing loss coming up in there. You're gonna give them hearing loss by the time they're done if they come to multiple services, sitting in the front row without ear protection. That's ridiculous, and it needs to stop right now. And I did tell them, because like two of them, the people who were at the front door, these two guys, they came, and they probably wanted to know why we were leaving, because we were like revving up the engine and we were like, we out. And we told them, it was like, it's too loud. It's too loud. And I could have gone off, because I was really, honestly, I was mad that people would be this insensitive in the church. I don't know who you're yelling to. And frankly, I don't think the Lord is there. You're not listening to the voice of God. You're listening to your own voice. You're listening to your own desires and your own perception of how things should be. Like, I hear the voice of the Holy Spirit in the most quietest times, and reflective prayer. And I'm not saying that the music can't be, exciting and at a certain volume, but it needs to stop being that loud. So they prayed with us to, help us find a church home. I'd be like, hey, we could have been here if you guys, had your stuff together, okay? And I'm not trying to be mean, but this is important, because this is not just about the physical volume. This is about being tone deaf as a church, okay? This is about being tone deaf. Like, you have new people coming in, they're looking at this. I mean, I'm a believer, I'm gonna stay a believer, okay? I'm not like a non-believer at this point. If you have a non-believer come into that, they get uncomfortable, what if they left? Did you lose a sheep because of that? I mean, ultimately God keeps us, but, you know, I'm just saying, like, they'd be like, what is this? What is this? You know, if they're like, if this was me, like even before I got saved, I'd be like, this is kind of crazy. Like, I don't know about this. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, come on. Okay? So hopefully they will reflect on that and change things, but I don't know. And frankly, I'm not going back there because it was that painful and uncomfortable for me. So I hope I made my point. The churches need to listen to other people. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm correct in all of my assessments ever, but with this particular situation, and in the past it's happened before, but not as extreme because the room was bigger, so they got away with it a little bit more, and there was places for us to go because it was a bigger church to sit it out. But here, it was a small space, and this volume was insanely loud. So uncool. So uncool. So don't be tone deaf, church. Listen and make room for the Holy Spirit. Don't be so loud that you're yelling and listen to your own self. Listen to the Lord and what the Lord wants. Welcome the Lord and the Lord's people in a comfortable way. You know, this is not about you and your preferences, okay, all the time. This is about, you know, what the Lord wants for us. And I'm going to tell you, I don't believe the Holy Spirit was there at all. Because the Holy Spirit in me was uncomfortable. I know that. And that's just sad because this is supposed to be a church. So anyways, I think I made my point. And I just want to say that I hope that everyone's still holding out. There's still a lot of pressure for some people to take certain things. And just know that the Lord will make a way when there seems to be no way. And if you need to discuss anything or need any help, definitely, you know, get in touch with me on my website. I can see what I can do. I do waivers. I also do treatment, early outpatient treatment for COVID, preventive therapy as well. So, you know, those are all available in case you need them, and any other general health issues that are appropriate for telemedicine. So God bless you and have a wonderful day. Thank you.